boys. Welcome back to another episode of Glitter and Gold. How are you both?
I am fabulous.
Look at us recording in person.
In person.
I know.
Listeners, we've been trying to do this for 4 years.
We absolutely have.
And we are finally here. It sounds pristine. I can look at you both in the eye. I can see your body language. It's amazing.
The technology is working.
I know. This is quite weird. It's taken us 4 years to do this. I mean, we've had numerous attempts at doing this in the past.
Yeah.
One other attempt most recently is where apparently we discovered I'm a flop fan, but whatever.
This could be your redemption.
Well, let's see if I'm going to get set up to fail again. So,
Anything is possible.
Anything can happen if you let it.
Absolutely. Scott, I've got to congratulate you. You are now the co-host of Early Birds on Joy 94.9.
I am. I've got a letter for the both of you.
Oh my God.
No, never. But yeah, very exciting.
funny.
I am going into my, I guess, radio era.
Yes.
You and I, Brad, we recently both did a course at Joy 94.9 in Melbourne. And I now am doing the breakfast show on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. So my alarm clock is going off at 5 on a Saturday, which is questioning life decisions, but it's so much fun. So yeah, you can, if you're in Melbourne or Australia, you can listen to it, but you can also listen to it worldwide. You can stream it on the Joy website, the Joy app, or you can also catch up on the podcast version of the show on the same device that you would get this podcast from.
Remind me again, how long does the show run for?
An hour.
1 hour.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it's a good little,
What a way to start your Saturday.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm only a few shows in. I've already played Steps. We've played Sugar Babes. We've played Delta.
You played Tina Cousins.
We played Tina Cousins.
I'll tell you this, we've been getting updates all week since Scott's audition, and I say that with quotation marks, that Steps have been played on Joy probably a lot more on their rotation than normal.
Yeah.
Random tracks like, was it Story of a Heart?
Seventh Heaven remix the other day. So they play Steps quite a lot throughout the week. So, and I'm liking to think that maybe it's Brad and I's influence of like being at the station over the last few months.
100%.
I definitely plugged our podcast as much as I could with everyone who works there.
I would say it's that time that one of you was doing your presentation and the teacher had his eyes turned that Brad or you went into the drive and was like, cue up Steps for the next of the week.
That is me to a T. No lie.
Well, boys, what are we here to talk about today?
So we wanted to, this is the first time that we're recording in person, and we kind of just wanted to do something a bit fun, a bit light, nothing too serious. We did attempt to record this episode last week at my house. The original concept was you boys were going to come over to my house. I was going to cook pasta alla Clara.
The traditional version.
The traditional version. And we were going to do a bit of a Jessie Ware's table manners style episode. But we had a little bit of mic issues.
Just like me.
Flopped. Just like, well, this is your redemption, Shane. Your redemption. So we had some mic issues, so we didn't end up recording the episode. So just imagine that we are, to be honest with you, I think the listeners would have probably gotten sick of our chewing. So it's probably best that it didn't happen. But we thought, let's get some questions from the listeners. So we put a call out on Instagram, and guys, you guys came through with the questions.
Great questions.
Like, there is a lot of, I'm hoping we can even get through all of them. There is a lot of incredible questions, and we're just going to answer them and have a chat and conversation.
They're really like, there's like lots of places we can go with the questions. Like, they're not just like yes, no questions, which I liked.
Yeah.
What's the
We
first
can, what do we say? We can discuss and dissect the legacy of Steps through these questions.
Yeah. So I guess like, should we just get started, right? Let's just kick off the first question.
Yeah.
A few of these questions, obviously there is some themes with some of them. Like there's a few that are very similar, so we might kind of like condense them into one.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess we'll just start from the start. So the first question is, Brad, you'll love this one. What is your least favorite Step song, and why is it track 7?
I like track 7. If track 7 came on tour, like at the Steps 30th anniversary tour, I'd be running like to the front. I would be, waving my hands. Everybody needs someone to show them how. But to answer this question, because I know we have a lot of questions, the song I would choose is, I believe it's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from Light Up the World. I just feel like it's a bit of a snooze fest in the politest way possible, which is not a very polite thing to say. But also there's like a minute and a half of instrumental at the end. Like there's lots of times you can go to the bathroom, you can buy some drinks. Just completely forgettable in my eyes.
Look, track 7, I actually for all the controversy it has, I do listen to it now and then. I could actually listen to it and it doesn't overly offend me. So I'm not going to say that. And Light Up the World album, I think there's a lot of great songs on there. I just think they needed a little bit of work. But I don't think that album is the worst of the song. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's some good tracks in there. So
it's well produced. It sounds nice. The band, the vocals are there.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to say, if I was thinking about what is one song that I just would never listen to, because Light Up the World over Christmas time, sure, I'll pop it on. I'm never going to listen to Words of Wisdom. Let's be honest.
They had Casio keyboard and a dream.
And of course, it was very much at the beginning of their career. And so, it's where they began and you want to appreciate that. But it's the one song I'm genuinely never going to listen to. If it comes on, I'm skipping that straight away. So I'm going to say Words of Wisdom.
I mean, I sort of said, can we make an entire album as the song we don't listen to again, which is Light Up the World. But I'm not a fan of most Christmas songs. I'm with you on Words of Wisdom, but I'm also not a huge fan of Learn to Love Again. And I know this is controversial for you both and maybe some fans there, but there's just something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. And I'm just like, nope. Next.
So Shane, and full disclosure to our listeners, this was one of the questions we had recorded last week and then there were issues with the recording. We couldn't go ahead. So I knew that this was your answer. So I set you a bit of homework. Because, Brad, fun fact, Learn to Love Again was recorded at around the same time as H and Claire's B-sides, If I Could Say the Words, and Together. So because he worked with,
I wouldn't listen together and I could say the words again either.
No, but okay, but would you rather
Under duress, I've been listening to them for this homework and I have no.
Oh, no, my only question here, my only setup is, would you rather have had one of those two tracks instead of Learn to Love Again on Buzz?
No, so I would have rather have Learn to Love Again than those two tracks, yeah, because it is better than those two tracks. Like they're major B-sides. Sorry, H, but
we're not an H and Claire podcast, we're a Steps podcast.
Correct, but yeah, if we're going to go off sort of Steps songs, so to speak, and ones that have been released on their album or whether they're singles or whatever, then for me it's either Words of Wisdom or it's Learn to Love Again. So, I'd probably skip Words of Wisdom more than I would Learn to Love Again if I had to do the two, but, we can't all have the same answer all the time.
Scott and Shane famously share one brain, so it's it happens more often than not, but I feel like we should go to a more...
Under duress.
I feel like we should go to a more positive question now.
No, it's not positive. We all have our favourites, right? I'm sure Steps will say the same thing, so.
They'd probably also say Words of Wisdom.
Not Lisa's mum. I remember in some interviews,
right.
That's Lisa's mum's favourite song.
Wait, does that question one of the back of the books as well? What's favourite song that Lisa's mum likes?
That randomly came up. I think it was in the What the Future Holds or the Platinum Collection, like the interviews and promo for that.
Okay. All right. I have a question for you both. If Steps were playing characters in Here and Now, who would they each be and why? Brad.
I'm going to get so much shit for this. I want Lisa as Patricia so bad.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can see that. But I also could see... I could kind of see, because you know how Faye played Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians? She's proved that she can play a character. Not saying that like Patricia and Cruella de Vil are the same, league, but I feel like Faye could play a character like that because she's shown
evil camp character. Yeah.
I feel like it's a given that like H would play like the Robbie.
Yep. 100%.
Or even the River Medway character. I could see either one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see Claire could maybe do the Tracy character.
Yep.
That something comes to mind.
Yep.
No, I wanted to do completely different. Again, two brains in the room. Claire should be Kaz.
Well, that was also my thought. Claire could be Kaz. Faye could be Tracy. That could be fun.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, she has the curls that Helen Colby has.
Yes, true. And who would Lee play?
Lee would play the love interest of Nita. Nita, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or I could see Lee playing the love interest of Patricia?
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him doing also the love interest of Kaz as well, the ex-husband. Why not?
Yeah, that as well. Or
Yeah, isn't that the love interest?
let's
of
throw
Patricia?
something out there.
No, that was the guy in the suit.
Yeah, isn't that the same one?
Let's throw something out there. Lee plays the River Medway character.
Why not? Absolutely.
I want to see Lee Latchford Evans on top of 5 washing machines with disco balls in full drag after he's just come out of the freezer.
100%. Would love to see that.
Okay. Oh, this is another question I love. What song do you think Steps should cover next?
I feel like I'm going to answer this, and Shane, you're going to say the same thing. I'm interested to see.
Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Ghost by Ricky Lee.
Oh, okay, but that's fine. We were going to say something different.
Because we've done an entire episode on this already anyway, but that is the song I think that they should cover because I think it's not too big enough worldwide that it would work in their favour. And they'd stepsify it even more, and it's just perfect for them.
So I was going to say Eclipse.
Great
Delta.
choice. Absolute great choice. That would be my second choice.
Yeah.
But that Eclipse needs to have its moment.
Absolutely.
Without steps on it, and like it's going to be too close. But yeah, absolutely. It would. Oh, I would love to hear Claire sing One Touch, One Kiss.
You can just hear Claire all over that.
Yeah.
And I've seen Steve Anson's done a remix of it as well. So it's within the sphere of the Steps world now because he's got his hands on it.
All in the same family.
Same family. Brad, what about you?
Speaking of Delta, and I'm going to shout out our listener, Lauren McKenna, in this. When we did our song Steps Should Do Next episode, she commented that she would love to see Steps do Delta's Believe Again.
Yes. Great choice.
A big, epic song. Especially to kick off a new era, the 30th anniversary.
Yep.
And a song that didn't get its moment when it should have.
Well, it got its moment in Australia, but it didn't get its moment in the UK. That was around the period of time where Delta wasn't releasing music there. So it wouldn't be known to the general public as opposed to like the diehard fans. Yeah. I would love to see that. And that's another one that Steve has also done mixes for in the past. So it's within the same family. Yeah. So he could do something amazing
that
with
is
that.
A very good. Thank you, Lauren. That is an excellent choice.
Yep.
Great choice.
Did you have any other choices, Brad, or that's your choice?
Scott, you say that like I don't have 2 playlists in my Spotify, like one for Claire, one for Steps. But I decided let's also go with a song that people might know instead of actually no. You know what? Since you brought it up, I will bring up 2 extra songs, but quickly. One up tempo, "Call Me Your Paradise" by Night Main. Look it up. It's in my playlist. I don't know where I found it. My other recommendation for a ballad that Steps could do is called Skin Deep. It's by Maxine Pace featuring Destiny, Gaia Gauchi, and Michaela.
I've heard of Michaela.
Yeah, H plays her a lot on his radio show. She's got a couple of bangers, but this is a beautiful ballad. It's just about, and there's lots of moments with different harmonies that would sound delicious. I know that neither of you have heard the song, but like just go home and listen to it. Maybe we'll put a clip of it here.
Maybe.
Or not.
But also, if you want to, we did an episode last year with the boys from Right Back At Ya, like a whole episode on creating a Steps 30 album. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go and check that out where we took 10 tracks that we think Steps should cover.
9 of them work.
9 of them.
What was the other one?
What was the one that didn't work?
What was the one that didn't work?
Joel's one about like wanting to cheer on your partner.
Wasn't that Orgy Steps one?
Yeah, he was like,
that was his Orgy Steps track, I think. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. I have a question for you both.
Yep.
What piece of Steps history would you like to own, e.g., a prop or a costume, etc.?
Brad, you go first because I'm still trying to think about this.
I want the Steps buggy.
Ah, yes, of course. I wonder where that is. Must be in Claire's shed somewhere with all the things she's gonna sell. Next charity auction.
If I have a serious answer, it would be H's videos. He has a lot of home videos. I would love to dive in and watch all of those.
From all he's got the Christmas tour.
Not even I'm sure he does, but I'm just talking about in general. He recorded a lot of behind the scenes content of just I was watching home videos the other day for my family. They're just them being themselves.
Yep.
That stuff I would love to see.
Yep. So my answer to this is, and I actually want to do a call out. I would love to own Claire's cowboy hat from the Love's Got a Hold of My Heart era. And there was a competition on Video Hits during the Steptacular release where you could enter to win said hat, whether it was the original hat or like a copy of the hat. And I would love to know 6 years later, who won that competition? Does anyone out there in Australia have that cowboy hat? If you do, please let us know. But I think that would be iconic to own an original Claire cowboy hat.
Mm. Faye wore this amazing sort of like captain's hat for the What the Future Holds tour and Mighty Hoopla. And it's all bejeweled and diamanted and all that sort of stuff. So I would like that. Otherwise, in the Story of a Heart video, there's this amazing like photo book that they open up, and I want that. It's like a memory book. That's what I want. Or an outfit from Deeper Shade of Blue.
I would actually love a Steps photo album, like coffee table book.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Same.
real big mark for that. So maybe next year, Fascination, if you're listening.
30th anniversary celebration.
Lovely.
Limit of 1,000 copies. Let's do it.
I love this question. I've got a really good answer for it. Which song would you remove from your brain in order to get to experience listening to it for the first time again? Steps and Steps adjacent. I'm going to kick it off because the day that I heard Scare the Dark was a really bad day for me at work. I had made a big mistake. So I was in a bad mood when I heard it. And it is such an iconic song. Like, I think it's both yours favorite songs. I wish I could listen to that for the first time again.
My answer is lasting in my mind.
That was
Like,
my answer.
Plain and simple. Oh my God, take me back to 1998, hearing it on Top of the Pops, I think it was for the first time, and just being like, wow, what is this song?
Yeah, same. That was my answer too. Just because that memory of that I have with that and lying on the couch and spruiking up when I see it on video hits, it feels like it happened yesterday. But take me back to let's do it again.
Yeah.
Like,
But
all right, IRL.
It just talks to how like important these songs are to our emotions. We create such deep emotional attachments to it. In this case, you guys had a positive one that you want to revisit, whereas I had a negative one that I want to change. So we've approached the question really from different perspectives, which I quite like.
I'm trying to think if there's another one. Like, there was another, like, probably actually Tragedy also. And I know that's a bit of a basic one to say, but I remember when it came out, because it wasn't on the album, the first time I heard it was on Top of the Pops. And I remember running to my room to find the Step 1 CD because I was like, wait, is this song on this album? Like, what is this song? And really just being obsessed. So I would love to just be back in that moment again.
Yeah.
I think that would be quite cool.
I have another one actually. The first time I heard Love's Got a Hold on My Heart, which was like new Steps music, I heard it on the radio, I taped it, and then I was so excited. I called one of my best friends at the time and played it down the phone for her, and then she was like, oh, yeah, that's shit. And I was like, cool. So it deflated me a little bit. So if I could go back and redo that again without that phone call, then that'd be great.
Are you still friends with her?
I am. She won't be listening to this, but I am. Yeah. Yeah. And
Name and shame. Name and shame.
If she does, now she knows.
Should we go to the next question?
Let's do it.
All right. So what do we have to do to get Steps to cover H and Claire's All Out of Love? It's the best Steps song that never was. Imagine Faye, Lisa and Lee on it. I have feelings on this, but I'm going to throw it to one of you two to kind of kick it off. We can come back to me.
I mean, I think the feelings are the same. It kind of already is a Step song. I mean, I like this question because part of me wants to ask the same thing. I would love to hear Faye, Lisa and Lee on it, but it kind of already is a Step song. It's going to be led by Claire with those vocals. We're just going to have extra harmonies with Faye, Lisa and Lee and maybe an extra verse in there with, say, when I say extra verse by another Steps member in there. Like Lee and H would share that second verse and maybe Lisa and Faye would share the first verse or the bridge, and then Claire's just, doing the major vocal, like the chorus and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of the arrangement I would see. However, in its current form, it's absolutely fantastic.
My feeling is that whole era, it's a bit of an uncomfortable moment in the group's history. So I don't like the idea of them kind of going, I don't mind if Agent Claire does it or if Claire does it on her own, because it's a good song. It stands up by itself. But I think Steps doing it would be kind of a step too far.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I've got to be honest with you. I've never really understood the obsession with wanting Steps to record this song, because it's not a Steps song. It's a H and Claire song. It would be like saying, I want Steps to record Electric or Lately. It's not a Steps song. It's a Lisa song.
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, I feel like we should just be able to enjoy the song it's a great song, like hands down, fantastic song, but it's not a step song. It's a H. Glass song. So we should be able to just celebrate it and enjoy it for that because it's never going to happen. They're never going to record that song. And I don't want them to because it's part of a moment in time from an era after the band. So let's just leave it there where it was. And if Steps did record it, it probably, as you said, Shane, would pretty much be what we got.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right. It's an era after the band. So people should just let it be the era after the band.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a side quest question for you.
Let's do it.
And it's very modern.
Oh.
So we're not going to link it because I don't think it's right to link it, but there are versions of One for Sorrow and Deeper Shade of Blue online that have been altered by AI to include other members of the band.
Okay.
Have you listened to it? What do you think?
I have not.
I have. I mean, we were talking about this yesterday, Brad. I really have issues with AI in terms of like people making songs and changing them to people's voices. It's a bit creepy in my eyes. Like, and it shouldn't be happening. But then also like you want to listen to it because you're curious.
Yes.
But I feel like again, those songs are meant to be how they are.
Yes, they were recorded like that for a reason. We have to respect. And it's not even like Steps themselves. It's also their producers. It's Topham and Twig. It's respecting everyone's vision for what that song should be.
Exactly.
And not just using, modern technology to make it what you think it should be.
Yeah, agree. You wouldn't like it if someone took your voice and did whatever they want to do with it. So that's my issue with AI and these like songs where people are like, taking songs and changing their vocals to other people. It's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I haven't listened to it because I'm not interested. It's as simple as that. The original's fine.
The original's brilliant.
Absolutely. If you could go back and pick a B-side to replace an album track from that era, what would it be?
Okay, so I listened to our B-sides episode this morning in preparation for this, and at the time I did say that my favorite B-side was In It for Love. So, but I'm going to be a hypocrite here because I wouldn't have replaced Hand on Your Heart on Buzz with it because In It for Love does sound a bit too much like Say You'll Be Mine for me. So
that's interesting. In It for Love sounds like Say You'll Be Mine.
The intro, the bang noise.
Yeah.
So it would have been a step backwards.
Yep.
Look, obviously there's Just Like the First Time, but in Australia that wasn't a B-side. That was an album track.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a non-answer from me. What about you boys?
I would take Stop Me From Loving You and I would replace it with Only in My Dreams. Sorry, as in like I would take Only in My Dreams off and put Stop Me From Loving You on the Gold album. Yep. That is I think my favorite B-side is Bittersweet. I think, did I say that on the B-side episode? What did I say?
You said Stop Me From Loving You.
Sorry, I did say yeah. So I feel like it's kind of like 50-50 between Bittersweet and Stop Me From Loving You. But I love Stop Me From Loving You. I love the production that Steve did on that track. And I think that could have been a really good album track instead of Only My Dreams.
I love Only My Dreams, though. I do love it. I'm sorry.
It is good because obviously the band.
No, I just love it.
No, don't be sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Embrace. Own it.
Yeah.
You love it.
Only My Dreams. Yeah. Fantastic song. Do you remember when it was on the Barbie soundtrack in 2002, randomly?
Really random.
I walked past a Sandy one day, in Australia, in Melbourne, in Chadston, and all of a sudden I just heard Only My Dreams. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was on a soundtrack to Barbie hits or something.
Something so random, yeah.
But Only My Dreams is good because the band wrote it, so it's got that special place for the fans because all 5 of them wrote on the track.
We share the same brain. Stop Me. Yeah. Literally take Only My Dreams out, put Stop Me From Loving You in there. It's such a great song. Steve did an amazing job. But I know Just Like the First Time became an album track, but it did start out as a B-side.
No,
reverse.
Other way around. Yeah. Whichever. But
fan.
No, I just forget.
I'm
forget.
Joking.
That whole flop fan thing was AI, by the way. They made that video up. That's not actually me. They took my persons and made a video. I'm declaring it here and now. I actually have a letter. No. Same as you, Scott.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to swap the questions around a little bit. Jennifer Page, Sugar Babes, and Steps all have a concert the same night. Where is Scott?
I have to give a shout out to David from Chicago because he sent this question in.
So
That's
good.
A tricky one. I mean, look, I love that Crush song from Jennifer Page, if you couldn't tell from the last episode. but I don't know that I would need to see her live. Like, so if all three artists were, let's say we're at a festival and all three artists were playing, I would eliminate Jennifer Page because I don't like, it would be a quick set, it'd be 3 minutes. And then I feel like, if Steps and Sugar Babes were playing at the same time, I would probably choose Steps. And I say that because I've seen Sugar Babes enough, like I've seen them a lot. And I've been on stage performing with them.
There we go.
I didn't want to put it in, but I'll put it in.
There we go.
But I've only seen Steps once in concert. So it would have to be Steps.
And you were like 8 when that happened.
Yeah, I was 12.
I have an answer to this question. Where is Scott? He's at all three because Sugar Babes and Steps Sugar Babes and Jennifer Page are supporting Steps in their tour.
Great answer.
Steps are the headliner and the Sugar Babes are on first, and then yeah,
that's a much better answer than mine.
Because that's where I would be as well.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised because Steps and Sugar Babes, sorry Jennifer Page, they both did Mighty Hoopla in 2022, but you didn't go to that.
No,
he didn't go to that. I went to that.
Yeah, but I to be fair, I didn't go either because I wanted to meet and greet.
But I was going to say Steps and Sugar Babes did the headliners. So Steps was Saturday and Sugar Babes was Sunday.
I think that was. I feel like I went to the UK not long after that. I think I got the timings wrong, but it was also not that long after COVID. So like booking flights was, you know what I mean? I just feel like I missed it because of that. But
it was also like only 6 or 7 months later after the What the Future Holds tour, which you also didn't go to.
Well, that was because literally our borders opened like that week. Do you remember? Because you were
I went.
unsure if you were going to go, and you were like on one of the first flights that was able to go out.
I was literally the
I was
borders
like, I
opened.
can't risk that.
The borders opened on the 1st of November, and I flew out on the 7th.
And you spent 2 weeks in
the UK, and I got COVID while I was there.
I thought you had to spend 2 weeks in isolation.
No, I didn't have to do that.
No, that was after that. It was like when things were like
when I came
normal-ish.
back, while I was away, Omicron happened. Remember Omicron?
I try not to think about it.
And that happened while I was away, and when I came back, I had to isolate for 3 days.
Next question is, love this question. If Steps were to do an anti-tour, what songs would be on your wish list? Brad, surely you've got a Spotify playlist.
Funnily enough, you mentioned it now. Only My Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear that.
What about Human Touch?
Oh my God, Human Touch. Yes.
Hello?
Jesus. I forgot about Human Touch.
What Hard to Forget? Am I doing your list for you?
Oh my God, yes. Hard to Forget. Just like the first time.
We've heard that on tour, but yeah.
No, but like not all 5 of them.
No, not all 5 of them.
Because Faye and Claire do sing on the actual
Correct.
on the
Yes.
track.
Yes.
So yeah, I want that. I want the Tragedy Steps 25 version of Tragedy.
I want to hear All Out of Love.
Why not?
Literally though.
No.
I want to.
Okay, so those are like I've put in like those are like my 4 tracks. What about you two?
Stop Me From Loving You. All Out of Love. I wouldn't mind hearing Human Touch live. I think it'd be fun, and I think they could Stepsify it.
It
in
is
2020,
Steps.
like even more though, like in a 2025 version, 2026 version, I should say. Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Just like the first time as well, because I've never seen it live before. So
I would love to see Never Say Never Again.
oh my God, yes.
Yeah, remember we spoke about that when we did the album.
Like, how did I forget about that? That definitely.
Would love to see that. Would love to see Love You More in full.
Yep.
Because like last Tears on the Dance Floor tour, we got a bit of it. I'd love all of Love You More, Never Say Never Again, Stop Me From Loving You.
Yep.
Would love to see Human Touch. What else?
I think you love To the One as well.
Yeah.
Let's do some modern steps.
To the One.
Yeah.
And also they never performed Under My Skin on the
Tour.
What the Future Holds tour. It would be great to see that.
Really good to see that.
Victorious.
Yeah, Victorious.
Like with the big mix.
Yeah, because I feel like we've spoken about this maybe like the album, when they recorded it, it was a little bit, I was expecting a bit more. So I feel like in a live setting, that song could really go off. Yeah.
That would be, like, there's a lot of the stuff on that Part 2 album that would really sound good live, like Million Tears as well. Like just.
What about Glitter and Gold?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
They did perform that actually on the summer tour after the Tears shows. So be good to get that out again. Would love, Glitter and Gold. I feel like that's a pretty good list. I mean, also throw in some B-sides. Let's get Bittersweet back in the set list. Let's get Our Love to Last in there. Let's get Experience.
Let's get Close to Baby, get close to me.
Close to Me.
By Lee.
Let's get Our Dancing back in there.
Yes. If You Believe.
If You Believe. I want the orchestra version that she did.
This
the
Anti
Russell
tour has
Wilson's.
budget.
Yeah, it's got budget. I want. Oh God, there must be so much more.
We've done a pretty good job.
That's
so far.
That's a pretty good set list.
It doesn't.
yeah.
I mean, you don't want Anti tour to go on too long, either. You want an hour 10, hour 20.
No, you want at least a couple. How long did
Hour
the
and a
Kylie
half,
one go on
minimum.
for? Did you
minimum
go to,
hour and a half? I
Did you go
didn't, but I probably went for about an hour and a half. I reckon. Yeah.
I want Lisa to do Back in Time as well. She's never done that live, I don't think.
Yeah, let's get some solo songs also in there. So let's get Back in Time by Lisa. Let's get
All Out of Love, we said.
All Out of Love. Let's get Lee's Eurovision song in there.
My people
Yeah.
know how to party.
Let's get someone like me
DJ.
from Faye. Let's get DJ in there. Yeah, that's a good list.
That's a very good list. Fascination.
If you're listening, Fascination, you got homework.
We don't ask for much.
Okay, so if you could only listen to one Step song for the rest of time, what would you choose? I think you and I are sharing
Do you
the
want
same.
to say it on 3, Shane?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Last thing in my mind.
Yep.
That was easy.
Honestly, like a no-brainer.
We did do some content for this, so you might already be out by now. But my choice is actually Something in Your Eyes, because it's one foot in the past, one foot in the future. I haven't heard it that much to be sick of it, but it's got everything I love in a Step song.
My second would be actually What the Future Holds. I think it's a cracking song for their era that they're in now, for the second iteration, and I still listen to it on high rotation. It's got
Shane,
that dance pop bit that I love. So
FBI Brad, fun fact: did you know What the Future Holds was written by Sia?
I was actually listening to the Sia version on the way here today.
I've never heard of this before. Sia wrote What the Future Holds.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's never been brought up.
Never.
Wow.
Never heard of that before.
Sure, Jan.
I would also say Something in Your Eyes would probably be my second choice. Or Scared of the Dark, though, actually.
Scared of the Dark as well, definitely.
That would have to be up
Such
there.
a moment.
Oh, and One for Sorrow. Yeah. There's a lot.
Boys, what is it about Steps that keep you following them after all these years?
They bring pure joy for me, and the nostalgia. I feel like I've grown up with them. It's a safe space for me. So whenever I'm feeling like shit, I will immediately put a Steps album on, and it's like a buffer zone. It's like a healing properties, right? Yeah, that's why for me.
Yeah, I would say very similar. It's the nostalgia. It's the fact that this is a band that, for a lot of people listening and for the both of you as well, got us through a lot of tough times throughout our childhood when we're growing up. And it's just that escapism for me. And it's just a love that's never kind of died. Yeah, it's kind of had its peaks and troughs throughout, when they've been quiet. I've maybe like gone and, been interested in other things, but it always comes back to Steps because they're that safe space for all of us. And you put on their music and you just kind of, everything else doesn't really matter for those moments that you're listening.
Pure
and
escapism.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way when I watched like Something in Your Eyes, the video for the first time. I was lost in their world again.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate me. Even Hard to Forget. When I watch that, I fall into that world.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
And it's the same when you go to one of their concerts. You're like, oh, I'm with my people.
Or the musical, still playing till May.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I'll never forget the first time seeing them as a 5-piece live on my birthday in Belfast and going, oh, I get this. Like I already got it, but I got it even more. It was like the vault was open, if you know what I mean. So, yeah.
I think the other thing as well is seeing this band that were originally supposed to be some sort of one-off, one-hit wonder novelty act, and to fall in love with them and to see them achieve what they have achieved time and time again, even with everything up against them and like not being taken seriously and blah, blah, blah. They are literally having the last laugh out of every one of their peers.
Yep.
They are the ones that are kind of going, well, look at us now, 30 years in, and look at what we've achieved. Everything they do is successful. And to see the musical do what it's done, I think it's also just being proud of being proud to be a Steps fan, because when we were younger, you kind of didn't feel like you could be proud and out and proud to be a Steps fan. But as an adult, we're like, fuck it, who cares? Like, we love this band. They mean so much to us for so many different reasons. They've achieved so much. Let's just celebrate that.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Gay man.
He's been on Joy too long.
All right. The next question is, as a non-UK fan, do you ever feel FOMO with certain events like album signings, tours, etc.?
Absolutely.
I don't. I actually, to the contrary of what we just talked about, I think maybe I wouldn't be as big a fan if I had more access to them. I think part of the reason why I am such a fan is because they are that one step removed.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a dangling carrot almost a little bit. Like, I remember, I won't go on this too long, but when we met Sugar Babes, for example, I definitely felt like I was less of a fan after I met them. Not because they weren't great or whatever, but because once I kind of had that full experience, like, I was good. So that's why sometimes I wonder, like, when I see, if and when we go see Steps next year, will that kind of be the peak of my Steps fandom? Because then I'll have met all 5 of them, I'll have seen them in concert. I don't know how I'm going to feel after that. So, because this has also just been in my constant state of existence of not quite being able to reach them.
I think I understand where you're coming from. The way I see it is that, yes, that one step removed is really, it makes you sort of have a hunger for them more, I guess. But then once you do that, it's not that you become less of a fan. Your fandom changes. It moves into a different step, pun intended. You kind of, once they know you and you know them, you build a relationship with them from a artist and fan level, and that I like more.
I don't have that much FOMO, and I only say that because I don't know any different.
Yeah.
So if I'd had the opportunity and then it was taken away, maybe. But because I kind of like that's all I ever knew, I don't have... Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. And also, I feel like if I did have that access and every time they released an album, there was the availability to go to every signing and I don't know even if I would. So like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't, I'd go to one or two, but I wouldn't go to everyone.
And I'm not, I don't want to disrespect anyone that does sort of like go to everything. Like that's great. But for me, I don't need to do that. So I don't know if I would go to every show and every signing anyway, even if I did have the opportunity. But I also think about the opportunities we have had over the last few years that I'm aware is a privilege. And so the opportunities we have had with the band have been more than I could ever have wished for as a kid. So I'm content with that.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to the next question. What is your Steps opinion that would shock people?
I don't blame H and Claire for leaving.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I can't really answer this question because I don't think there's an opinion that would shock most people, but I agree with that.
Can I just quickly clarify? It's not that I'm saying that I'm blaming anyone for the split. It's more so that everyone was in their early mid-20s. You know, don't know how to react, don't know how to deal with confrontation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, and also sometimes in life, even if everyone was happy, you're allowed to just be like, you know what, I want to go on and try something else. How many people in businesses that we know have gone off and say, you know, we're just going to, you know, go off and do our own startup business.
Yeah. Sure, it probably could have been handled in a different way, but at the same time,
you got to let bygones be bygones at the end of the day.
And that has happened. Yeah.
And that's not to, you know, pride on us too much, but that's something I'm glad we've never done is we've never really kind of gone to that level because I just don't think it's like I just have no interest in like, you know, badgering people for what they did 20 years ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not relevant.
It's
They've
not
moved
relevant.
on. It's been discussed. It's been put to bed. You know, all of us as humans, you have moments in time where you make decisions and in that moment that feels like the right decision to make. And
100%.
if there's a domino effect of things after that, then, you know, you deal with that at some point. So, yeah, I feel like they were so young. They were like, you forget how young they were, right?
So young.
Like if you think about what you were doing when you were like 21, 22, like you're not equipped to make huge life decisions. Like like the fact that they had to deal with that at that age, like I could never.
And also that they were brave enough to come out on the other side and to do a Watson All documentary and kind of, you know, whatever. And deal with that. Like that would have been so hard. And I understand why some members of the band, you could tell in the show they didn't necessarily want to be there, but they were brave enough to put themselves out there. And I just think like it's stupid.
Yeah.
Not you know what I mean?
No, I know. I think that's a really good answer. Yeah. And collectively, I think three of us feel the same.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is one Steps remix that could have been the single mix?
Scared of the Dark, Seventh Heaven. That could be a fantastic single mix. That version, that's a remix, and it works really. I mean, they made a radio edit. I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they basically did. It's so good.
I would say the Work in Progress remix of Lasting on My Mind.
Yep. Absolutely.
And also, Brad, sorry, I'm going to steal this from you because although it wasn't a single, but the Initial Talk remix of Wasted Tears. If it was a single, that should have been the mix.
Mm.
I'm just glad it's been that you remembered it because that's a great track.
Yeah.
Also the 25 version, Steps 25 version of After the Love Is Gone. That sounds a bit musical and whimsy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Tragedy one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. They could have been singles. Absolutely.
Oh, it's me. All right. Next question. What is your favorite episode of the podcast so far?
I think, again, because you two share one brain, I think I know your answer. Can I guess? I think you guys love doing the Steve Anderson episode celebrating Euphoria.
Absolutely. I would say that's one of the favorite episodes.
Yeah, but it's actually not my answer.
Yeah, it's not my answer either.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is like up there, 100%.
My answer is I loved doing the episode with Point 4 on Unleashed.
Yeah, I knew that would be your answer.
Because that was like, I know for you guys, Lasting on My Mind, that early 1998, 99 era was like the era you were in it the most. For me, it was that 2001, 2003 era. And just getting those answers for some of those questions. Like, that I love a good deep dive question. And they had answers and they had like ideas and that gave me life.
I have two. The first one is the one with Right Back at You Boys because that was fun.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And also the other one's the top 5.
Steve Anderson was incredible. I mean, the recent episode with Andy Goldmark was a real sort of like tick for me. But I actually am going to say the episode with Right Back at Ya because we love those guys so much. They have been a massive inspiration for us to do this podcast. And so it was good to collaborate with them and just have a ball recording it and planning it beforehand. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite episodes. But also the top 5 episode was, I remember recording it and I think it was like the 3rd episode we did. And it felt like we had found our groove.
Yes.
At that point, I remember kind of going, oh, this is good. But also it should have been a singles episodes, which are actually go off. Like there's some of our most listened to episodes. I think both have been listened to over 1,000 times or something. Like there's some good episodes.
Shout out to the episode that you and I recorded with the boys from Can't Stop the Pop as well.
That was so much fun
to do that in person.
I'm so glad. I was going to bring that up. Yeah,
a lot of fun to Craig and Maddie. So yeah, we had. I mean, I had a ball. I was a bit apprehensive coming to it. I was like, how's this going to work? I can't believe that 60 people or whatever bought tickets. I was like, what?
And Maddie
and Craig did an exceptional job. They were incredible.
And they took care of us as well.
Like, they really did. We
were both like
often
jet lagged
still say thank you to them. So yeah, that was really, really good, that episode. What would you love to explore on the podcast, boys?
Selfishly, and look, I know that there's probably a very limited audience for this, but I would still love to find someone from Mushroom in Australia or Jive Records in Australia and talk to them. I know we've moved on from that. We're more of an international podcast now, but the selfish part of me is I would love to what was going into why only 3 of them came in 2000, that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the real deep dive on the Australian bits. Yeah. Further deep dive.
For me, I mean, Brad, we were talking about this yesterday, actually, whereas I think I'm excited to explore sort of the later albums, which we'll get to.
Yep.
We're obviously doing them in order. We've got Gold Anniversary this year, which I'm really excited to do that, actually, and we've got some good plans for that. But I'm excited to kind of explore and do the newer albums and sort of deep dive into those. It's the 10th anniversary of Tears on the Dance Floor next year. We are obviously going to do something to celebrate that, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think those are my answers.
I'm on the same page as you, Scott. The later album stuff and the later tours as well. So
Yeah.
like
I
Gold
love doing the tours episode when we all rewatched it. We went to Scott's place and had that bastardized pastel Clara with chorizo. Sorry, Claire.
the Timu pasta alla Clara with chorizo.
But that's a great segue to the next question, which is, do you have a dream guest for the podcast outside of the band?
I mean, for me, I love the conversations with songwriters and producers, that behind the scenes, the deeper conversations that you've never heard about, like the stories that we've had from the people like Andy, the guys from Point 4. Those are the things that a lot of them are like, well, no one's ever asked us about this before, and they've got great stories. So, yeah, for me, there is one that, we're hoping we can get on at some stage.
I have someone now. Michelle Visage. Let's talk about her. Let's talk to her about her little moment with Steps and how that all came to fruition. I mean, we know the rough story, but it'd be like great to just sort of deep dive into that for a little bit.
It would be the first interview she's ever had where we don't ask about RuPaul.
It's a great answer, Shane. Let's manifest that.
Why not? Like, if she's got a free half an hour, let's just get it done. I would love to talk to, on a similar note to you, Scott, about people behind the scenes. I would love to talk to Fascination. To Peter and Adam or anyone who works on Steps. I would just love to. I was reading actually on the way here their Music Week interviews and just like the business behind the band, because I think if I wasn't doing what I was doing now, I always wanted to be a music manager or, if someone at a record company.
Yeah.
So that's like, I'd love to know more of the behind the scenes stuff of like, how they put together a video, how do they, decide what's going to be a single? How do they pitch the videos? How do you book a tour? Like what? Like I'd love to know all that kind of stuff.
I have another dream guest that we could get on the podcast. Pete Waterman.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Yep.
Be great to talk to him about the early days of Steps and, that light bulb moment where he was like, they were like ABBA on speed, etc., all that sort of stuff.
The next question is, now this question is an interesting one. I don't know if it was sent in error, but I actually like the question because it's a good sort of like conversation around what could have been. Do you think Deeper Shade of Blue should have been the first single from Buzz? So imagine in an alternative universe where Deeper Shade of Blue wasn't on Steptacular and it was actually the lead single for Buzz. Do you think that song would have fit on that album, and do you think it would have worked?
I think it fits on the album, but I think it was meant to be on Steptacular to show where they could go.
Yes. It was sort of like that bridging gap because that was sort of like towards the end of that campaign, it was showing this is what we're going to do.
It's the same with like Love You More on the first album. It's a little bit more dancey. It's a little bit harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's balance. It's balance. Oh my God. It's balancing both worlds.
Is it balancing though?
Is it balancing?
It's fashion.
But I've got another side quest answer for this. I would have loved Deeper Shade of Blue to be the first single of Buzz in Australia because it wasn't ever released on Spectacular. I don't know if I would have put out Stomp. I might have gone with Deeper Shade of Blue because I just think it's such an amazing song and such an amazing visual.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it on the Spectacular in Australia episode, but it really upsets me to this day that it wasn't released as a single here.
Good answer.
I'm kind of inclined with you both about Deeper Shade of Blue on Steptacular shows what we're moving to with Buzz. And Buzz has that more Euro pop kind of sound, and Deeper Shade of Blue is getting there, but it still has that sort of 90s, Brit pop sort of sound with like less Euro influence vibes, and if you know what I mean. So, but it's like on the journey. So, yeah, I would say the same. Which is your favorite Steps music video, and which one would you like to see more of if there is any unseen footage for Steps 30? That was from Chris Fox, that question.
I wanted to include this one because it was a question sent in. We love questions sent in, but we may be doing this for a future episode. We did consider doing top 5 music videos, so we're going to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely at some point. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not going to answer the first bit about the favorite music video, but maybe which video would you like to see more footage of?
I'm trying to think of like from the Steps 30 campaign, what was a music video we didn't get this sort of bonus material from? Because I think all of the ones that actually, One for Sorry US video.
Yes, I was thinking that too when we had Chris on.
Yes, which I can't remember. say because they were
was
in
in-
America.
it's
They
in
couldn't
America,
import them
yeah.
from Sony America. Okay, yeah. So there has to be more footage of that somewhere, and I would love to see that. And then it would also put to
No, we
frickin'
did-
rest.
we
this
did it.
frickin'- No, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Chris
You're
Melvin
the one
did
that
say he
keeps
did.
betting a dead
No,
horse
I
about
know,
Brittany,
I
but
know, I know. But
I
yeah.
would say Scared of the Dark because it was the first video that they filmed for a brand new album.
True.
So there has to be some extra stuff like I want to see first day jitters back on set, that sort of stuff like that, you know?
And we know they're always filming. Like even when they were doing promo for What the Future Holds with their face masks or whatever, they were filming stuff that day, like just promo, like just like behind the scenes, like, you know, doing the rehearsals.
And I want to see behind the scenes stuff for Story of a Heart. When they were going through that box of all their stuff, I want to see the tears and then the memories. I want to hear the audio from that video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Without the music overlaid over it. That's what I want to see.
Also, was there
Something in Your Eyes would be fun as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
5, 6,
thanks,
7, 8 as well. I don't know if we did get much behind the scenes alternative footage. So that would be really fun because that was like the very beginning. It's their first music video. I would love to see some behind the scenes footage of that because there isn't a lot out there.
No, I think that Chris said that essentially because they didn't know whether steps were going to be big back then, they didn't keep a lot of it.
Yes. They just
It wasn't
cut it out, threw it out, taped over it.
But the good thing with that one was that H posted a lot of photos that he took from that shoot. He put them on social media. So that was something that at least, you know, we got.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Scott. I think One for Sorry US version would have been amazing.
Oh, I think that really, because I think every other music video from that initial period, we've kind of gotten, apart from 5, 6, 7, 8, we've gotten extra stuff.
Yes.
But the One for
And
Sorry US video, I'd love to see some extra footage there.
Where's the Steps movie from Love's Got a Hold of My Heart? I want to see that.
Okay, so the next few we'll probably group together because they're all of a very similar
Yes.
theme. So the questions are, will there be a new Steps album and will we ever get new music?
I think there will be new music, and I think there will be a new Steps album, but it might not be like a full album length. It might be like 5 or 6 new songs. So it's like an EP, and I think it will be something along the lines of Celebration. Yeah, because they've kind of done Platinum already. Like, what do you go after Platinum? It's Titanium. They're going to do Steps Titanium mix. Oh, another song by Sia. But, you know, like, I think it's going to be a celebration kind of style with some new tracks and then some reimagining.
Yeah.
Like a 30 version of some old tracks is what I think might come. But prove me wrong, we might get both. We might get a full brand new album of 10 tracks as well as a celebration style mix, like package mix. It could be like this Celebration Deluxe disco mix
Yes.
on the dance floor.
Prove me wrong. I don't think there will be a new album, and I don't think we need it. That actually might be another controversial Steps opinion for me. I don't think there is, and I don't think we need new music. I think Steps 30 should purely just be, let's celebrate 30 years in the industry. Let's do a tour. Let's do some shows. Let's put out a couple of like Steve Anderson reimagined sort of Abbey Road style tracks to celebrate the music. But I feel like we might be entering, based on the musical, I think that past next year, prove me wrong, I feel like next year might be not things winding down, but Steps becoming more of an ongoing brand rather than a band. And I think the musical has sort of shown that this is the first steps in them becoming the Steps brand kind of lives on and does its thing, but the band aren't necessarily doing things together. So I think much like, say, the Spice Girls, for example, there's always stuff coming out about them. There's always new merch. There's always something going on. There's a stamp, there's a coin, whatever it is that they're releasing. The brand lives on, but the band doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't personally feel we need new music. And I also feel like maybe some members of the band are maybe like, everyone's got other things going on. And so to commit to recording a new album, promoting music videos, etc., then maybe they're just in a different stage in life where they don't want to commit to all of that anymore, and they shouldn't have to.
No.
So I personally think that next year is going to be celebrating 30 years, and then, but prove me wrong.
I think that's another, controversial, shocking opinion is that, because I think a lot of Steps fans probably expect or want.
Yeah.
They expect and want new material, but I agree with you. We don't need it.
No.
We don't need it. And also keep in mind with the musical, if they have another, say, a big heartbreak in the city moment or whatever, they can't just put that into the musical. That becomes a whole other thing. The musical kind of is their legacy now, and anything that, any tour or whatever should be maybe some reimaginings and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think you need to add new material onto it. Do I want it? Yes. Do I have playlists ready? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But at the same time, they've given us so much already. They work so hard. I remember we talked to one of the behind the scenes people in Manchester for the musical. They had done 80 interviews that day.
Yeah.
So even when they're not doing, my point there is that even when they're not doing, steps, they're still working their butts off for the brand and, as a team and as colleagues. So and this is on a year they're not active. That was 2025. They're not meant to be active that year. They're doing 80 interviews in a day or whatever. They work their butts off.
Yep.
I can understand we don't we've given fans an equal amount of new material to old material. The fans love it. We don't need to keep going.
Yeah. I always look at anything we've gotten since 2012 as an added bonus. And so if there's a new album next year and there's 57 versions on vinyls and CD variants, absolutely I'll be buying every single one, of course, and I'll be here for it. But if we don't get it, I really everything we've already gotten is incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Great. I mean, the next few questions, we kind of just answered the next question. So your predictions for Steps' upcoming 30th anniversary for May next year let me start that again. Your predictions for Steps' upcoming 30th anniversary from next year in May 2027, and when will the concert details be released for the 30th? I mean, we don't know the answers to these questions.
We're not Steps, unfortunately.
We have our predictions. We've kind of just mentioned some of those predictions. We have some other predictions that we would love to see. I think there will be a celebration tour. I think there will be some type of gig at the Royal Albert Hall. I think that might be the main celebration tour. That might be a couple of nights.
Yep.
Or there might be just a lovely arena tour that's 10 dates or something like that.
Yep.
It would be incredible if there was a one night at Wembley, but we'll see. And I'm not talking about Wembley Arena. I'm talking about Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
That would be amazing because this is why I think if they're going to go full ham with the celebration, they would need to probably release some new banger to sort of tie it all in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not necessarily an entire new album. I would love a coffee table book. I would love a reimagining of tracks from yesteryear. I would love limited edition merch options that we could, keep as part of the celebration. And then I think they will wind down a bit as a band and then be a brand, but be a legacy act, which they kind of already are a legacy act, but they will stay in that legacy act lane.
Yeah.
The next question is the 30th anniversary tour. Where will you guys go to see it, London or Manchester? I mean,
both.
Yeah.
Girls on tour.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
this is if there is one.
This
is us just people predicting. I think, but if there is one.
What I will say to everybody out there is that Brad, Scott, and myself have made the decision that whatever is announced, we will go and come and see. So we will be coming to you live in the UK, wherever that will be.
We've made a blood pact.
So because I think not even just for you guys, for the fans, for us, the three of us would like to go and see a Steps in concert together, so that we get to experience that with each other.
Last question is, how would you feel as fans if Steps decided their 30th was the end of the road? Would you want to be told or have it be more of an indefinite hiatus? We've been so lucky to have them reappear every few years since 2011 and also take regular breaks.
I don't need to be told. I almost don't want to know because then it's like Westlife where they say breaking up and then they get back together anyway. Who knows what modern technology is going to come in terms of the band. Hip replacements could become very easy. They could be dancing, doing full dance routines in their 60s. Who knows? I think Take That are pushing 60 and they're still going. Why would we want to limit them from if they decide one day, oh, fuck it, let's just do a gig at the Royal Albert Hall just for fun.
Correct.
Exactly.
I would prefer an indefinite hiatus with the constant edging over the years of them. Oh, maybe it'll be this year that something comes out.
Yeah.
And then also just gives them an excuse to suddenly appear together again whenever they want to, without going, oh, they're back together again, and that'll talk around that. You know, they've broken up, they're back together. They've broken up, they're back together. Like, yeah.
They got so much positive press when they did Britain's Got Talent and Strictly last year. They were just like random one-offs that,
Yeah.
And they proved they could still do it. That that they still look amazing. They still sound amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door will stay. The door stays.
Ajar.
It might be closed, but it's still open. It's not locked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's right. Just, if they just just don't tell us. Like, just always leave that door open.
Yeah.
Which I think so many bands do these days. You
Spice Girls,
Spice
kind
Girls,
of.
they talk about edging. Spice Girls, but yeah, I think just always leaving it open. But as I think we've said, I feel like the Steps brand will continue. It will always live on. And then if the band want to jump in and do something here and there, they have that option.
Like you say, Wembley Stadium. Say they, for whatever reason, they go, we can't do Wembley as a 5. But then say the Spice Girls, all 5 of them get back together and they offered to be the support act, like S Club are doing for Boyzone. Boyzone. Like that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
that's
guess
it.
that brings us to the end of the episode. But I guess we can sort of do a little couple of plugs.
I've got a plug. I want to give a plug.
Okay.
I want to plug.
You start with the plugs then.
I want to start with the plugs with Claire's doing Durham Pride this year.
Oh, yeah, she's too.
She is playing at Durham Pride on the 30th of May. So if you're near Durham, go out and support her.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Also want to plug our dear friend DJ Scotty Love's new podcast.
Yes. You can listen to me live from Joy 94.9 every Saturday morning Melbourne time from 7 a.m. I think UK time that's around like 8 p.m. Although the clocks are about to change, so God knows. But you can listen to the show and catch up on all your podcast platforms that you would listen to us on. Just search Early Birds Joy.
Yep. And Here and Now is currently on tour across the UK and Ireland until May. So for more information, go to thestepsmusical.com. And Faye is currently touring in Mean Girls the Musical until August. So for more information, go to meangirlsmusical.com. But for us, don't forget to follow us at Glitter Steps Pod on Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. Give us a like, rate, or subscribe wherever you get your podcast fix from. But until next time, when we're going to do this in person, because this was fun.
This was so much fun.
It just feels so like
Profesh.
Oh, and professional. I mean, these are like proper mics. Like,
I don't even think you were umming this as much as you normally do.
Really?
No, I think you were. No, you weren't.
On that note,
Because we were in the room, we were so in the moment together. This was fantastic.
I'm very conscious of that, but we'll take this conversation offline. Until next time, everybody, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.